Anahita, I'll begin with you. I hope I'm pronouncing your name correctly. Anahita?
Yes, I can hear you as well.
All right. Thank you so much for joining us. Well, we are also focusing towards what Ratan Tata, of course, did. He's no more with us, but he leaves this humongous volume of contribution, which is preceded, which is backed by, fellows and, people like him from the Parsi community who have not only adored India, but also contributed towards his GDP before the Britishers came, before the invaders came. I want to understand from you, how are you, looking at, this day today? Of course, Mr. Ratan Tata is no more, and how has the Parsi community, been able to consolidate the fact that Parsis have always contributed towards nation building, and Ratan Tata was a prime example of that.
Right. So, honestly, I think it's been a personal loss to the community. It's been a personal loss to the country. We've had messages flood in from all over. If you open any social media platform, there are only good things to say about the man, the legend. And honestly, he's been an inspiration, at least for the, I mean, I'm going to speak for the community here. Right from, when we were little kids, we've been introduced to the Tatas, and we've always, held the company as well very close to our hearts, and it's always been something that we've looked up to, and Mr. Tata is someone who we've looked up to, especially me, being a Parsi in the community, also being a part of the institution, because I started my career at Taj. I studied at the IHM Aurangabad, which is affiliated to the Taj, and then I worked my first couple of jobs, internships, and my foundation comes from the Taj group of hotels. So it was always about, for him, it was always about the values that his employees gain, or the kind of trust that they have with the company. I mean, I know so many people who started their careers with Taj and are still there, and people who started and who have retired, because there's a certain amount of trust that they have with the company, that okay, these people are going to look after me or look after my family. So I think that is a connect that everyone has with the Tatas. And in terms of the community, it's been heartbreaking. I mean, everyone literally woke up to this very big loss, and we're just finding ways to see how we're going to fill this hole and gap in our heart for this person who's been such an inspiration, a humanitarian, and who's done literally everything for his nation and community.
You're absolutely right, and it's not only the nation building exercise that we've been speaking about all day. It's also looking at the business acumen with not a tinge, but with volumes of humanity, volumes of kindness, and volumes of keeping the people along with you as you progress. Do you think that's a sure shot formula? Of achieving the kind of reputation that Mr. Ratan Tata was able to?
I mean, he was such a grounded person. I mean, he's a big man. Everyone knew him, and but he never made you feel small. And I've had an interaction with him when I was at Taj. I was working at Taj Mansingh, and I remember one of my chefs coming and telling me that Mr. Tata is here, and you need to make patrani machi. And I think I was 18 or 19 at that point of time, and I said, okay, I might not be a master at this recipe at that point. I didn't have much culinary experience. I was just fresh out of, I mean, in college, still training actually. And I remember making it and giving it to him, and I don't think it was the best dish that I have made, but he was so kind, and he enjoyed it, and that'll always stay with me. And I think that is something that anyone who's interacted with him has felt, that he was extremely down to earth, and he'd always make you very comfortable, whatever position you might be, however junior you might be, and him being at his position. So I think, yes, we there was so much to learn from him, and there was so much the companies have benefited and learned in terms of value and building trust, like I said. And that's something that we'll always continue to keep doing in our lives.
Did you ever have the pleasure of interacting with Mr. Tata? And
I did. I mean, it
if
was
so,
very
can you
short.
recount? Can you recall what really transpired?
It was really short, actually. It was very short and sweet because, I mean, he doesn't, get too much time one on one in terms of, interacting with junior chefs, especially interns. But this was at the Taj Mansingh when I was doing my internship, and I made something and presented it to him, and I got, the opportunity for him to taste my food. And I think that was like literally a moment where I was shaking. Like I said, I was 18 or 19, so not too much experience. But he was so kind that, he was just like, this is great, and, continue doing the good work that you're doing. And of course, I have a cookbook called The Parsi Kitchen. And for me, it's all about telling the world about my community, about my food, about the practices that we have, and how we've grown up with three very important words in the community, which is good thoughts, good words, and good deeds. It's something that's the foundation of our religion, and that's something that we learn right when we were kids. So that's just embedded in us, and that's what we do.
All right. Well, you did mention that the interaction was very, very short. Any other stories, that are popular related to Mr. Ratan Tata in the Parsi community?
I think it's always been about giving. It's always been about, the trusts, about foundations, about scholarships. I mean, I know countless people who've benefited, through, different organizations that the Tatas have created. One of my favorites being the Ratan Tata Institute, which is RTI in Bombay, where they employ a lot of women, a lot of old women also, who are there, and they're doing a lot of embroidery work and needlework. So I think for him, the foundation was always very clear. And I don't know if it's just about, him, but I think in the community in general, it's always been, that if you're doing something great in terms of work, apologies, in terms of work, then it's always about giving back. So even if, however well your business is going, you have to still take out a certain amount of time and do some community service. And that's what was, I think, the Tatas were known for that, the company was known for that, and that's what he did, and that's how he's an inspiration for us all, and we hope to continue the good work.
For more such videos, subscribe to the NewsX YouTube channel, hit the bell icon.